Welcome to week 4, which is all about cultivating holistic spirituality. Here I am on the lawn at SMBC. It's December 2018, just before Christmas actually. Yes, I think some of you remember Stuart talking about this buffalo grass and getting into it and appreciating it. I don't know what he says. Appreciating it as a gift from God, something like that. Anyway, people seem to remember that. So yes, here we are. This week we're going to be looking at holistic spirituality. By spirituality we mean really our experience of relationship with God. Brian Rice, in his book Conversations Exercises Volume 1, says spirituality, or the spiritual life, is the intersection of an interaction of God's life with that of a human life. It's the conscious participation with and experience of relationship with the Father, Son and Spirit. It's the enjoyment of God's presence, the involvement in God's work and the receiving of God's word. It's a life of profound relational connectedness. This quality of life is inherently transformative. Okay, so this week you'll begin looking at, from using Mulholland, he's suggesting that we find out what our Myers-Briggs type is. Some of you will just go, ugh, when you hear that. Some of you will have found the Myers-Briggs useful. I certainly have. Enormously useful in understanding myself and in understanding others. Anyway, give it a go, see how you go. You may already know your Myers-Briggs type. He suggests that it has some implications for the way that we normally approach God, the way we most easily find, the way we find it easiest or most natural to relate to God. Gary Thomas in Sacred Pathways does a similar thing and talks about 9 different pathways, and you might find there are a couple of them that particularly seem to resonate with you. And then you'll have some time to reflect about your own pathway and maybe your spouse's or other teammates. The reason why this is really helpful is to realize we're all different, we're unique, we have different ways of relating to God, and not to expect our teammates or our spouse or whoever to have the same way of relating to God exactly as we do. And then Grace, who's working in East Asia, talks about a different kind of holism, or balance as she calls it, in the spiritual life and in growing, and I think that's a really helpful. I think you'll enjoy that. I certainly did. And then finally, Kirk Franklin talks about the influence of our culture on our spirituality, or our way of experiencing God. So I hope you enjoy this week.